In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, and I am not with a Halloween costume on still, but I did have an accident, and that's why I look a little gruesome. But fortunately for me, or unfortunately for me, my brain is the same as it's always been, and I'm doing just fine. And I appreciate you taking some time to join me for Marketing in the Age of AI. Today, I'm joined by John Morris. He's the founder and CEO of Fiscal Advocates, Inc. John's journey began with a second place finish in the University of Chicago's New Venture Challenge, which led him to establish Rise Interactive in 2004. Under his leadership, Rise transformed from a single person operation into one of the largest independent marketing agencies globally. After successfully selling Rise, John pivoted his focus towards empowering fellow entrepreneurs through financial insights at Fiscal Advocate. His innovative tech-enabled financial management solutions are designed to drive revenue growth and streamline operations for professional services companies. When he's not working, John enjoys spending time with his family and fostering young soccer talent. Let's dive in and see what John's got going on that does and does not involve soccer.
Yeah. First of all, Emmanuel, I'm so happy that you're doing all right.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. When there's always these little life events, car accidents or some things that are out of your control, and it gives you a chance to pause and say, what's important to me? What do I want to keep doing? What do I not want to keep doing? Right?
Yeah.
So appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So you got kids and you're coaching your kids playing soccer?
So I got 3 daughters, 2 play soccer, 1's field hockey.
Oh, nice.
I played soccer through college, and so I spend a lot of time coaching the younger ones.
And you look like you're about a striker-sized guy. Is that?
I am. I'm a striker and wing midfield.
I love it. Yeah, I played goalkeeper. So
okay.
I loved it. It was a sad day. I was about 26 when I finally had to stop playing soccer just from all the injuries.
I think I made it to like my mid-30s.
Yeah.
But then I found I get just as much passion out of coaching as I do playing.
Awesome.
So I coached my high school team for a little while. I coached Tulane University women's soccer team.
Oh, nice.
When I was actually in college. And then I coached youth soccer for a long time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it is the beautiful game, and there's so many dimensions to it, right? I think like that under 12, that was like the favorite group that I liked to be around because they still had love of the game and it wasn't super violent and destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, John, so talk a little bit about what you're doing at Fiscal Advocate and what your goals are with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned I founded Rise Interactive through this new business plan competition. I grew it from just me to just under 40 million. And a big secret to our success was how we basically made decisions. And we understood all the benchmark numbers for the marketing industry, our marketing services industry, and we use those to our advantage. And I'll give you an example. The average agency spends 8% of their revenue on sales and marketing. Mm-hmm. My goal was, as a percent of revenue, how could I spend substantially more? So when you're talking about marketing in the age of AI, the first thing that I talk about before we even get into like what you spend your money on is just how much money do you have to spend?
Right.
And so by really focusing on, improving our gross margin. We were able to fund more into sales and marketing by, and this is a long way of me answering what I do now. So
It's okay. Yeah.
So what I do now is I help basically service-based companies, mainly tech service and marketing service companies. But we work with a large selection of different types of firms. We help them look at all their financial data to help them fund the things that will fuel growth, and then make sure that whatever they spend that money on, that they spend it intelligently.
Nice. And then is that usually like a consulting arrangement that you have with people, or you have a piece of software, or what is the mechanics of that look like?
It's a hybrid. So we are tech-enabled service. So we have, on the service side, 3 major services. So we'll have bookkeeping, which is just like, AR, invoicing, payroll, etc. Closing the books, which is actually strategic. People don't read. And then FP&A, which is like budgeting, forecasting, cash flow analysis, monthly insights. And then we have executive coaching, where you can actually hire me to provide all sorts of different coaching services.
Yeah, love it.
And then on the software side, we have budgeting and forecasting and benchmarking software. And we have a new product that's supposed to go live in Q1 of next year, which is called Luca, which is an AI CFO copilot. And the idea is that it will take all of your financial data and give you insights of what you should be spending your money on, what you should be doing differently, et cetera.
Well, I think that's probably one of the more exciting things you've been involved in for a while, huh?
I'm so excited for it to go live. It's I think what we built is just really simple, really elegant, and really impactful.
And it gives you a chance to kind of download the black box of John Morris's brain and put it into a software, right?
Every single my ebook, my blog posts, all my knowledge is built into the whole system.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, what size companies do you usually like to start working with, John?
Typically 5 million to around 50 million. So
Right.
I would say the average is probably between 10 million and 20 million.
Right. Yeah, that is a kind of a sweet spot, isn't it? Where you still have access to management, and they've got budget to make changes, and it's dynamic, right?
Yep. And just to give you an idea, I've done a full analysis of practically 100%, it's probably 99% of $20 million companies and smaller do not have a CFO.
Wow.
But when you start getting over 20 million is when people start thinking about investing internally for a CFO.
Right.
And so if you're looking for someone who's really sophisticated, they know what they're doing, they have a sense of urgency, that $10 million to $20 million spot is the time where you really want a fractional CFO that's going to guide you.
Yeah, and that helps you with all your different financing options. Helps you understand which products are going to take you into the future, right?
Exactly.
Well, cool. So then, what are you seeing inside of your team in the way that that AI's impacted what you're doing as far as marketing outreach, and what kind of tools are you using?
So I would say most of the things we're using are outside providers as opposed to like tools that we're using internally. We use a company called Outworks that really helps us with all of our content generation. So they're leveraging AI. So it's a pretty cool system. They interview once a week, and then they take that interview and turn it into all sorts of content, leveraging hybrid of AI and humans, but it's becoming more and more AI, and it's been incredibly impactful for us, and they're phenomenal to work with. So that's one thing we've been doing. The second thing is we use a company called Triarch, which is I'm sure you've seen a lot of the AI BDR companies, but they've been great source for us as well. So those are, I would say, two things. But what I'm also doing is trying to take an AI first approach to your entire organization.
Right.
If you think about, since we're in the realm of marketing and in the age of in the age of AI, every single thing you do, you should be stopping to ask, can you do it more efficiently, more effectively, and can you leverage AI to do it? And one of the things that I would recommend budgeting for is honestly just research of different AI tools. You don't have to build everything yourself. There are so many tools that are out there, and every day there is a new tool getting funded.
For sure.
But, let's just say you want to evaluate 4 tools a week. Well, someone on your team has to do that, which means that you have to find budget for that person to have that time and that resource, and then determine which tools you're going to test, which ones you're not going to test. But that's how I would be looking at it, from analytics to, what is your ideal client profile and how you gather data on that client profile, how you do your email marketing, every single aspect. You really need to think about, is there a more efficient and more effective way to do it?
Well, and so talk to me a little bit about how you're doing that inside of with your team. How are you building that AI first process and tool review to innovate every action?
Yeah, so I'm just going to take a step back real quickly. Engine BI is the product I was telling you, is budget and forecasting and benchmarking. And, we're a small company. We have a 5-person development team. And we did a couple things on the development team, which you'll see how I lead into marketing. So the first thing was I required them to stop developing the way that they're developing. And we have to start evaluating every single AI tool is out there. So we looked at front-end development, back-end development, QA. We ended up embracing a tool called Cursor, that is at the front of all of our development.
Nice.
We also have a person on our team that is dedicated to workflow automation and AI integrations.
Yeah.
Now, here's the challenging thing. If you're not leveraging outside tools, or even if you are leveraging outside tools, you have to prioritize what you're going to focus on. And so if you're a really large organization, you can focus on a lot of things all at the same time.
Sure.
But if you're a small organization, my recommendation is that you develop a list of the things that you want to leverage AI for.
Right.
Okay. So
how do you, what's the framework for how you can tell me your framework? I'll tell you the framework I've developed, and we'll see how they compare. Yeah.
So first thing is you have to decide, is it going to be, by department, like we're just going to focus on marketing, or are we going to focus across the organization? Obviously if you focus across the organization, the impact will be less.
Yeah.
But let's just use sales and marketing collectively. I want you to first just start identifying, what are you guys doing on a regular basis? I'll give you an example. I spend a lot of time developing proposals. Year to date, I've developed over 50 proposals this year.
Yeah.
And so that is something that is incredibly simple for you to do.
That's a great chat. That's a great custom GPT to build out that process, right?
Yep. Yeah. So you have to think about, do you have a bottom of funnel process? Do you have a middle of funnel problem? Do you have a top of funnel problem? So, and I want all your ideas, because then you can figure out, are you, from a prioritization standpoint, are you trying to improve win rate? Are you trying to improve, number of at-bats you get? So that's one starting point. The next thing is try to identify how much time you're spending on all of these different things. The third, but ultimately, I want your prioritization to be impact driven. So if I go automate my proposals, how much free time does that create for me? Because I'm the one who develops the proposals.
Yep. Right.
And what am I going to do with that free time?
Great question. Yeah.
And so if the answer is nothing, I'm just trying to go with the worst case scenario, then I'm just going to go automate it. And I'm not automating something that's going to have an impact to my business.
Right.
So once you come up with the prioritization, I have a focus on impact. Then I talk about speed to actual results. So speed that you can get it to market. And I then recommend an agile framework so that every 2 weeks, you should be having a release some form of AI and workflow automation. And I know you talk about marketing in the age of AI, but I really think it's marketing in the age of AI and workflow automation, because I think the two go hand in hand.
Agreed. Yes.
And so, so that would be, a big starting point. And then you also have to think about things like, how do you structure your data? How do you, because if your data is not organized properly, these AI tools aren't going to be very helpful anyway.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be very inaccurate. Yeah.
How do you prioritize? You said that.
I think about it a little bit different. I like to say, what are we not good at that we need to augment and support? Like, and then where do we not have staff for things that we in a necessary function? And then where are we just not good at things, right? And then to get some external support that way, but always in the same way that you're talking about, which is, let's look at automations first, right? And I know automation is not AI, but that still is a critical business function that frees up people, right?
Yeah.
So we look at the automations and in those ways where things we're not good at, things that we have a problem completing, and things where we're understaffed.
So the only thing I would add to that to think about is, you might be really good at something that you're not scaling.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, nice.
I'll give you a really good example. When I was at Rise, I found a method to acquire customers at a really low cost. And I typically recommend this to everyone I talk to, which is channel marketing.
Right.
And what I found is that when I was doing digital marketing and no web development, is I could call on web development companies and say, hey, we don't develop any websites. You guys don't do any digital marketing. I can refer business your way. You can refer business back to me.
Right.
And what I found is that it worked. And that when a web development company responded to me, they typically had a client that needed immediate SEO help. And so not only did they respond to me, but they responded with a customer. And I remember I sent out 14 emails to companies in San Francisco because I was coming to town. 11 of them responded to me and I got to meet with in person.
Those are great numbers.
Yeah. And I was an idiot because here I was on a gold mine and I didn't scale it. So now imagine if you find something like that and then you add an AI BDR and all of a sudden you're going from emailing 14 people to 14,000 people.
Right.
And your problem becomes, how do I handle the capacity?
Exactly. Yeah. You might want to go to 1,400 as the next step.
But you get the point is
totally.
And I will tell people, my view on BDRs. I don't believe BDRs work in the typical sense of like doing prospective outreach.
Okay.
I've been trying this with an AI BDR company. I mentioned Triarch. They might be proving me wrong, by the way. But what I have found that it works really well with is channel marketing. When you reach out to somebody and say, hey, we're complimentary and I might be able to send business to your way, it's amazing how easily it is for them to pick up the phone call and get back to you.
Yeah.
And so that's a strategy where leveraging AI could help immensely. The other thing that I would say is, I do agree that like you focus on where you're weak at or where you have less resources might help. But I still want you to prioritize what the impact will be versus focusing on something that you're already doing well, but maybe you could do better.
Yeah, no, I think those are, I agree with that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Let's see. So what about in your personal work? What are you finding? Which tools are you finding value from that are AI or generative?
I mean, honestly, the two that I just mentioned are the ones that I'm having the most impact with. I mean, they're providers as opposed to tools.
Yeah.
Right now, most of our AI investment is on Luca, this AI CFO Copilot.
Sure.
But it was a marketing strategy of why we chose to build it. When you build technology, there are really like 6 different things that you could build technology for. So you could use it to improve gross margin. You can use it to win new customers. You could do it to improve your retention rate. If you're in the world of AI, you might be doing it just to stay relevant. You can do it to increase your average order value. Well, what we have found is that there is just high demand right now for AI solutions for your finances. And so although it's not a tool that is helping me with marketing, it is a product that I always tell people, you got to pick one metric. You can't try to improve your gross margin and win new clients and increase your AOV.
Right.
You might get some ancillary benefits, but
one bite at a time, please.
Our primary focus was to win new clients. And so we switched our entire product development roadmap to focus on Luca to have an AI first offering.
Nice.
And so that is something I would have you think about, your audience think about is, do you have an AI first offering? And if you don't, what's going to happen when your competitors do?
Right. Or when you get leapfrogged by the next new Y Combinator group, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I love it. When is Luca going to get released, John?
So should be January.
Okay.
We are technically in beta, but we're still just using it internally. We're we're a couple weeks away from inviting some existing clients to use it.
Nice.
But I mean, it's built, it's in production. I'm using it every day. Awesome. And we're getting really close to opening it up to the market.
All right. Well, great. I'd love to have you back on in Q1 if you're interested and talk about what you're finding with Luca.
I would absolutely love to do it.
Okay. Awesome. Love it. Well, you and I could have a conversation for a long time. I hope sometime we can meet at a conference and have a meal together and touch noses. So
that'd be wonderful.
Meet you. Yeah. And if people want to get in touch with you and have a conversation, John, how do they do that?
You can follow me on LinkedIn. I have around, I post around 3 times a week, every week, generally on thought leadership of how to leverage your financial data to fuel growth. You can go to fiscaladvocate.com. We have a resource section there that has lots of great information. And then you can always email me at jon@fiscaladvocate.com. I love helping people, and feel free to reach out.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time today, and thanks for sharing some of your insights. And look forward to talking to you again. Just hang on for me while I close the show, and we'll say goodbye correctly. Thanks, John. Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation I had with John Morris today. I hope you got some benefit from it, and you're thinking about how to think about deploying AI inside your organization. And looking for things that you're really good at that you can add fuel to with an AI process. Also hope that in general, you're taking an AI first approach, looking for things that both in your professional demands as well as your business that you can innovate through custom GPTs or through, as we were talking about, automations and freeing up some time. Hopefully 4 to 10 hours a month. And with that time, you continue to upskill, that you spend time with your friends and family, and that you get outside into nature away from the screens. It's Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on